Hello. I'm gonna make this video to just go over the trade deadline so far. Now, reports are coming out that Martin Barrage is planning on accepting the qualifying offer, which is just around $20 million. Now, nothing's confirmed yet. I'm not even gonna blink until I see an official tweet saying he has signed the qualifying offer. I'm not taking reports that he's going to sign it. I'm going to wait until I see it. But other than that, Jago Rizzi traded to the Rangers, and Kobe Allard is finally no longer on the Rangers. He has struggled to develop any consistency on the Rangers. His velocity is not up there. He is a finesse pitcher who gives up a lot of meatballs, lots of home runs. He has not established anything in the major leagues. Um, Now, the Braves, he used to be in the Braves system, so, I hope the best for Colby Allard, of course. I don't want him to suck forever. But he was originally the big piece in the Chris Martin trade, and it turns out the Rangers probably should have kept Chris Martin, but that was um, that was back in 2019 season. That was a long time ago. That was when Kobe Allard was still in his early 20s. But now, since we've had the full Kobe Allard experience, we can now say that Kobe Allard RBW Twitter accounts should be made in honor of Kobe Allard. Braves fans, you may now start with the Kobe Allard resurgence bandwagon. Eddie Banyas, no longer a Ranger. He has been picked up by the Detroit Tigers. Andy Banyas, that was an Andy Banyas truther when Adrian Beltre was training him, or not really training him, but just giving him some tips in spring training at third base. I was like, yup, he's going to be the Ranger surprise player. He was surprisingly bad, but I liked watching him play. I saw him in those. I don't know if they were TikToks, but they sure were of TikTok elements. Ronald Guzman and Andy Ibanez were TikTok stars back when Ronald Guzman was in AAA with Tim Dillard, I think his full name is. He's a broadcaster with the Milwaukee Brewers now. Uh, almost Andy Ibanez. He was cool. I liked him. His first major league hit was that Klutch hit in extra innings against Minnesota. That was epic. But um, things are happening. The roster's decreasing. Nick Solak's also gone from the Rangers. He's been picked up by the Reds. Scott Hyman V2. Uh, um, let me. I'm trying to think of that other pitcher. Ian Jabot, also on the Reds. So Ian Jabot V2, but he's not a pitcher. So basically, Scott Heineman V2 for Nick Solak. Unfortunately for Nick Solak, he just never had playing time. He was a middle infielder whose job was taken by Marcus Semien and Corey Seager. Um, he could only really fill in the outfield spots, but he was mainly a bench player this year, unfortunately. Um, but hey, I hope on the Reds he can get a lot of playing time and just be a serviceable player. That's all I hope for him. Because I like Nick Solak. I was thinking about getting his player jersey. Ultimately, good thing I didn't, because that would be another former Ranger that I bought a jersey of who's no longer a Ranger. Speaking of that, Joey Dangers Gallo is a free agent. The Rangers should think about signing Joey Gallo. But at the same time, I saw the Arizona Fall League championship game. Trevor Hauber made a kludge defensive play in the ninth inning. Uh, the other team, I don't know who surprise faced. I just don't remember, but I know that the other team scored the tie-breaking run, but thanks to Trevor Hauber, he threw out a runner that would have probably won the game for the other team. But with the way the whole game went, surprise probably would have had a comeback they probably would have had another run to answer with. That's how that whole game went. But Trevor Hopper, I like Trevor Hopper. But at the same time, left field is that position that's open for grabs. And Joey Gallo would perfectly fill that spot in left field. Because Adolis, he needs to be in right field. Leote, also, I mean, I think he should be a staple in center field, personally. I was saying that way back in 2020 when he had his rookie season. But Joey Dangers Gallo, please come back, because I have a lot of your jerseys. I want you to take Brad Miller's number, which, speaking of Brad Miller, no, I'm thinking of Cole Calhoun. His team option was not exercised. Brad Miller's, I think he had it. I don't know if he's. I know he had a multiple year contract, but I don't know if they had any team options in them. But assuming Brad Miller's still on the team when Joey Gallo is signed, I want Brad Miller to come up to Joey Gallo and say, you know what? You deserve to wear 13 in Texas, my dude. Yeah. As for other stuff, Jacob DeGrom has said he's open to signing with Texas. Again, I don't care about reports. I want to see things happen. But if Jacob DeGrom signs here, cool. I'm not the one that's going to be handing out his contract, of course. I don't care how much he's paid personally, but I just want him to pitch. Every single season, except for the pandemic, since 2000, I don't know how much he pitched in 2020. He was a Cy Young finalist, but since 2021, it's been a disaster for him with injuries. And personally, I don't care about his contract. I don't care how much he's paid, because I'm not the one signing the check. But I just want him on the field, because the Rangers have struggled at getting starting pitchers that can have below a 4 ERA and pitch over 150 innings for the longest time. Luckily, with John Gray and Martin Perez and a few others that the Rangers have traded, they have been able to do that. But now it's getting to the point where we can't quite have Mike Miners, Lance Lynn's, and Kyle Gibson's anymore. We really need to keep these guys around. And Jacob DeGrom, he's an elite pitcher, but that's assuming he can pitch over 100 innings in a season. So that's my cynical take. I just want Jacob DeGrom to be healthy. But with how the Rangers have developed pitchers to be to have renaissances to their career, in cases like Mike Minor, Lance Land, Cal, blah, 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 they've been able to stay healthy. So I'll have faith that the Rangers training staff can really help out Jacob DeGrom. As for Jay Odorizzi, I think he's had an injury on his leg. I hope the same for him, of course. This past season, he wasn't quite a long inning pitcher. 5 innings was like the best you would get out of him, I think. But hey, I hope the best for Jake Odorizzi, of course. I mean, of course, I'm going to be watching him pitch next season. I want the best for him. Clayton Kershaw, not going to be a Ranger because he signed a 1-year deal with the Dodgers. How many 1-year deals is he going to sign with the Dodgers before he finally says, you know what, I wear 22 because of Will Clark. I'm going to go to the team that I grew up watching. When's he going to say that finally? God. Other than that, that's about it. Yeah, that's all for the trade deadline so far. Everyone's saying, watch out the next 48 hours. The off season for baseball is so unpredictable. Back in the 2018 off season, it wasn't until like February when Manny Machado and Bryce Harper finally signed. In terms of last season, you had all of your big free agents sign at the beginning. You know, Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, Javier Baez, but who knows what could happen? I can never tell with the MLB offseason, but that's all so far